Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Heritage Hip Hop Podcast. This interview is brought to you by heritagehiphop.com. Not only are we the home of your future favorite artists brought to you today, but we are the home of insightful blogs, interviews, podcasts. We got great apparel, as you can see. And not only that, we give you the real playlist and the real insight to what makes an artist an artist. We connect you to God's purpose, which is the intent in which the art was made. So make sure you subscribe to heritagehiphop.com. And tonight, we have an incredible team. We have a person who brought the soul out of a songstress and a songstress that brought the spirit out of the technician. See, music is something that can be built, but soul is given from the creator. And when you build something like an altar so the creator can give blessings and thanks to, when it comes to you and you to reverberate and give it back to him, not only do you make miracles, but you make life happen. And today we have two doctors who not only operate on your emotions, but they give birth to the life that you perceive or want to have. Please, from the singer to the producer, introduce yourselves tonight.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for having us, Garev. This is Gail Campbell, singer-songwriter.
Stanley Ipkiss, producer extraordinaire. Extraterrestrial.
And also, more importantly, award-winning artist and producer. Let's not forget
that. We are that, too.
That's right.
We are that. Let's not forget.
So
I have a box of them.
Go ahead, talk your ish. You know what I'm saying? But respectfully, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to bring you two people I consider to be not only friends, but people I look up to and respect. Now, I can look at them as peers, but I also look up to them for the heights of where they take their creativity. So for y'all who have been to Heritage Hip Hop before, you may know Gail Campbell and Stanley Ipkiss from award-winning projects like Bloody Waters or doing great production on other things. But tonight is a celebration because everything happens on God's time. And that's what this is about tonight. So, to Ms. Campbell, how has life been going since the release of Bloody Waters to the new project that has just come out?
Real quick. Well, how has life been going? Life has been a blessing. And part of that is because I just I try to remember every day that I'm blessed to be a creative. And ever since Bloody Waters, I feel like I've gone up and I have not come down, and I refuse to come down.
What is that high?
Sorry?
What is that type of high?
That high is when you get to the point in your life where you aren't letting anybody define you anymore, and you are doing what your heart desires. So every day I'm just thankful that I get to do what I love. And, so the Bloody Waters, that's when it started, when we started creating that, and it just hasn't ever changed.
Is that a high that you share, or is that something that you've already experienced?
I'm naturally high. I think everything that I get to do as far as music go, it always gives me a high. Like, just creating music gives me a high, so I'm always high on something. Every time I complete a beat, I'm high.
That's interesting. Okay. You see, the thing about a high is it's the natural or induced feeling of leaving the world to become free. And freedom, quote in Public Enemy, freedom is the road seldom traveled by the multitude, which means everybody wants to be free, but nobody has the courage to be free.
Yep.
Since you've tasted freedom, what is it like to re-enter freedom, especially since you still have a 9-to-5 where you have responsibilities, but you have a chance to open the door and be free again before you go into your next movement in life?
I don't think that I have a taste of freedom. I've completely devoured freedom. I eat on freedom every single day. And so I've never left that place of freedom, even though, like you said, there is the, wanting to be able to do music full time, to have that type of freedom, freedom with regard to my time and what I want to do every day, how I want to spend my day. But then there's a freedom that's on the inside. You know what I mean? That has nothing to do with what's going on the outside. So, yeah.
That's you too, it.
Freedom?
Mm-hmm.
For me, oh man, it's similar to what Gail said, but mine is might be a little different. I consider freedom just not being concerned on what people think. Like, I know people say that, but I really live that life. Like, I care nothing of what people think. And to me, it's like once you, like, when I first got into music, one of the first things I had to accept is that everybody is not gonna like it. So that's what helps me with criticism. If you don't like it, fine. Somebody's gonna like it. Like, we live on planet Earth, not just Newark and Jersey and America, whatever like that. So getting back to the freedom, me not being a slave to other people's opinions is like free to me, because I'm just free to be myself. I don't have to put on a mask for anyone. I don't have to, like, overthink when I create music or just, live life, period. So that's my freedom. Like, just me, unapologetically me.
You know what that reminds me of too? Like, that is freedom. When you have no more fear. I'm not worried anymore about what you say, because I validated myself. That is freedom. And Nina Simone said that. Nina Simone said to her, freedom is being free from fear, having not fear.
Yes.
And so, yeah, that's dope.
I am fearless. I would say mostly at creating music. Like, the last thing I think about when creating music is, what if someone's not gonna like this, or even what if someone is gonna like it. I'm kind of like, I know someone's gonna like it. Even though that's not my concern, because I just do music because I love it. Like, it's just a part of breathing for me. So just, having the freedom in your creativity, and not like, how some rappers, I've been in the studio with this many times. Some rappers would be like, I don't want to say that because they're going to think this, or I don't want to put that because they're going to think that. I don't give a shit. Like, what people say. Nothing. Like, I'm going to put dubstep with country and make it sound good. I don't care.
That's very interesting. See, the thing about freedom is, if you still do care about something besides what the intent of it is, then you aren't really free. You know what I'm saying? And Gail,
there's no intent.
To what?
To music?
No, I mean, if you ever outside of the realm of the intent and what you're doing something for, then you're never free. Because you're still holding something back. And Gail, this is for you personally. There's a scripture in the Bible where the ark was coming back to Israel, and King David threw a parade in the streets. And David danced so hard he danced out of his clothes.
Right.
And his wife said to him in nagging wife fashion,
look at you out there.
Why are you out here dancing, making a fool? You the king of Israel. You should not be out here dancing like a damn idiot. He said, how dare you question how I praise? Because when God comes through, he deserves all my attention, and he put his wife in jail.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that lesson of expression is something that many artists miss today, is that expression, talent, and art is a gift from God. So why not give your total and your all to it? Why be confined? Why not just give your best?
Listen, isn't that the $100,000 question? Why so many talented people are crippled by fear? Why are so many gifted people doubt and compare themselves? You know what I mean? Like, listen, I'm not trying to sound self-righteous, because I've been very open about those are the things that I had to overcome myself, comparing myself, thinking I wasn't good enough, making excuses and everything like that. So, you know, that is bondage. That is bondage. And when you get to a place, also I think if we can add to the definition of freedom, it's freedom is accepting yourself, who you are, how your unique design. You know, because even if a person is out there doing their thing and everything, but if they're just trying to be somebody else, is that freedom?
No.
You know?
I know people who live on putting on this image of someone else just to get people's acceptance. And, you know, I pity them, because that's not who you are.
Right. And you live in constant fear that somebody's gonna find out who the real you is. And people do that not just in music, but in like their everyday life. Mm-hmm. You know, being whole, full-fledged relationships with people they never showed them who they really are. You know what I mean? And they live in fear that one day this person is going to realize that they're not this and they're not that. So I think Lauryn Hill actually talked about it once, where she said she had become imprisoned by the persona of Lauryn Hill that she created, that everybody fell in love with. So now she felt like, I can't even just run out to the store without putting on Lauryn Hill. I gotta be this cool person who got it all together all the time. And the real Lauryn is not that. You know what I mean? The real Lauryn is like everybody and like all of us. You know what I mean? You know, so being free just to be who we are, good, bad, indifferent, whatever, is very that's a great place to be. And I think that's probably what the quest in life is, because I think that once we get to that place, we can appreciate our creator, because we can appreciate who we are. You know?
That's deep. Because see, I once asked you a question, I believe. I asked you, where does the best music come from? Pain or joy? Remember I asked you that? Mm-hmm. I want to ask you this. Does great music come from evolution or experience?
Well, evolution is moving experience, right? Mm-hmm. Evolution is a live experience. When we think of experience, I think we think of it as something in the past, and that's a great place to make music.
Okay.
I think Evolution is a more vulnerable place to make music because you're still going. You know what I mean? You're still interpreting. I still think of Bloody Waters to this day, and singing things that I was going through emotionally as a songwriter that I wasn't even aware of back then. So it's like now I'm seeing, and it ain't good either. Like I see my part in that trauma.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So in that sense, Let My People Go is a more evolved Gail from back then. You know, I don't know if I answered your question.
I think you
always
did.
asking me questions like this, Karan.
Because I'm the best.
You're making me do all these philosophical things.
That's what we do. But you know, you gave Ip the perfect alley-oop, because me and him had a conversation off the record. I want to put it on the record now. I think Stanley Ipkiss musically has evolved on Let My People Go. And I wanted to get his take on the evolution of his placements, his drum patterns, and his melodies, because Bloody Waters sonically is different than Let My People Go, which is also sonically different than Headphone Therapy Volume 1, and also sonically different than Salute to Mitty Murdoch.
I got something to say. I know that question is for Ip, but I got something to say about that one too. But go ahead, Ip.
No, did he finish the question?
I'm sorry. Did you finish the question?
Well, the question I want to know is, being that we talk about evolution, where do you think, or listening to your past projects leading up to the new project, Let My People Go, out right now with all DSPs, Heritage Hip Hop asks you to purchase the album, stream to see if you like it, but make sure you buy it. Where do you think, or how do you listen to your old stuff and say, damn, I do this different now? And it's aided in how you creatively move on to the next project.
Of course. I listen to my old stuff and think, I'm a lot better than I was back then. But I think that comes with, like y'all was saying, experience, practice, just growing as a person, challenging yourself. Like, I think with every beat I make, I like to challenge myself. So if you don't challenge yourself, like to experience new things or try new things, you'll never grow. That's like putting yourself in a box. So to an outsider's ear like yourself, as far as saying that I've evolved with music, I mean, I would say, yeah, I have, but I just been doing the same things as far as challenging myself. And that's, to me, what helps you grow. Like, even with life, you want to try new stuff. And you got to go through trial and error, and you learn, you fail, you learn, you fail, you learn. So with music, I don't know, I think, talent plays a big part.
Can I please add something to that?
By all means.
Okay. So I think that I'm one thing, and I think that Ip is one thing. And I think when we come together, we become something else, right? So I think that so when we look, because the reason I'm saying that is because you said that on Let My People Go, you feel like, oh, Ip done went to another level here. But the interesting thing is, what I think is, because we've come together, and together we have done something that elevated, because some of those beats on Let My People Go, didn't you tell me that some of them you made a long time ago?
Sure.
See, but when I heard them, I said, I need that.
Same thing with Bloody Waters.
Like, so right. So some of these beats was made a long time ago, but when we come together, we become something different. I'm not the Gail that you would hear on another producer, and his beats are not the same that you would hear on another artist. It's something about when we come together, and I think that because we've grown, I think the spirit of evolution is on those songs, because like I said, some of those beats, I don't ask it when he made stuff. He end up telling me later on, I made that 5 years ago. I made that it's new to me, you know? So has he elevated musically when he made it 5 years ago? It's just that we've come together, and because when we come together, it's like I don't know, something happens. And I think because mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, we're on something different, that when we mix all these ingredients together, it's elevated, if that makes sense.
So you've made those beats 5 years ago. You didn't go in and touch nothing up.
He's Able was made maybe like in 2012, 2013 tops.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe like 2 years prior to me giving it to Gail, all I had was the piano parts. Now, you know, I would sometimes go into my old folder and like just check out old stuff. And then I was like, all right, this still sounds good. Let me retouch it. So He's Able was never done until I went back years ago and I touched it for today. So yeah, I do go back and, you know, revamp a lot of my old stuff to like current or whatever like that. Something I think of now that I haven't thought of back then. So yeah, there is evolution that happens. But it's still just me being free, or just me being me, you know? And then again, me and Gail's, like, the way we work is strange to me, because I don't make music for her. It's just meant for her, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
You know what I mean?
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. Because, and this is just me talking, hi everybody, Karev, Heritage Hip Hop, you already know how I analyze.
Mm-hmm.
You use certain sounds and drum patterns on this album that I've never heard you use in previous things.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went into the music, I was like, okay, a great producer leaves his DNA all over a beat, right? And some producers are known by their drums, some are known by their kicks, some are known by how they structured the beat to set up a sound. That makes you a producer. A beat maker just puts stuff together and hopes it sound good, and a producer usually cleans it up. I remember you using like a long beat pattern, like on what was the video with the black and white where everybody was rapping on it? That was
Black and White.
Headphone Therapy Volume 1. I mean, I hate when
all the women.
No, it was with Joe. It was with Bruiser. It was back when I introduced when I was introduced to you, and we did that first interview back in the spot in North. I remember, yeah, like Headphone Therapy Volume 1. I'll go back to it, go through my notes because I want to go through it. But you had a drag beat. Then I remember we actually did a song together with Shot Cobain. I'll tell all the MCs that didn't show up, appreciate you. But that you used the organ.
Session.
You used the organ. Then let's jump to the Bloody Waters. as told by my sister, I like rock. I'm a little rock. I'm a little soul. I'm a little jazzy. I like to sing. And then we hear all that. And then you got praised for using instrumentation, but you already had instrumentation back then. People just didn't catch it.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had thematic music, Comic Cons, and the Trauma album with MIDI.
Mm-hmm.
This took all that, and then it seemed like it focused on soul because that was brought out of Gail's voice. So when y'all turn into something else, it seems like it's a spiritual marriage of expression, not a musical marriage of making sound. That's all I'm saying. I mean, you know, y'all could pick up from there if you want.
Listen, that's why you corral young heritage hip hop.
I mean, that's like looking at a painting. Everybody takes something different from the same painting.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, I really can't explain me and Gail's, you know, chemistry. It's just
beautiful.
There. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's beautiful. It's just there. It's like, I don't know. It's just something I just accept, and I know that stuff like that happens where you meet someone and there's instant chemistry. I've worked with so many people before her, and that chemistry wasn't there. I mean, we work good together, but me and Gail have something different.
Yeah.
Like,
Really
you hear outsiders like, yo, y'all are perfect. I've never heard that working with anyone. You know
what comes to mind? That beat battle where the guy from Reasonable Doubt has said they gotta catch up. That's on the album.
Mm-hmm. Ski Beats.
Yeah, Ski Beats. And on that night, when it was playing a beat, I was in the audience going live singing. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So part of his feedback to it was like, I don't know who that woman is over there, but bro, you need to hook up with her and y'all, because she was singing, and he was like, we got a whole album together.
But the work was already done when he said that.
He didn't even know, but he just thought I was somebody in the audience, and he was like, because that sound crazy what she doing to your beat.
I remember saying when Gail Campbell sings, she gives birth on every song. And I think people missed everything that meant. What did it mean to you when you heard that?
That I go into a deep place, and I bring every note and every word from down in here.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's what I do. And that's intentional. Because I believe that music has spirits on it, and I believe whatever the artist was experiencing is transmitted on the song. So I want people to feel. I want people to experience, and the only way they can feel and experience it is if I'm really feeling and experiencing it. I don't just go in there and just sing it. I try to get into a place where I can get into the song so that I can deliver it properly. You know? And we really do take it seriously like that. Sometimes I hear about artists who like, I made my whole album in a week. I had made my whole album in 2 weeks. And I can understand how that can go, because when you on a roll, you on a roll. But the time, the care I take into every lyric that I write, and to trying to be ready emotionally and everything else when I go into the booth, because I can tell the difference. I'm sure you probably has picked up on this too. When I'm just trying to get it done, who is that singing? It don't even sound like me. It's all off. Remember when you had called me? I was tired. I just drove from Virginia. You called me in to do a song for MIDI.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, Mitty, please don't ever play that for me because I sound horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like my voice was tired. That's not my process. You know, my process is like I want to be ready when we go in for work. Like I'm prayed up and everything because I take it really seriously and I am giving birth. And when I'm just trying to hurry up and get something done, I never really like it.
Well, it's funny.
I know. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead. Yeah, you got it.
I know when Gail is not Gail. Like, I'm well aware of that. And I would, like, ask her, like, you know, you all right? Like, you know, is your voice all right? Or are you feeling all right mentally? Because I know that she every time she does something, she puts her all into it. And I can feel when it's not her all. Like, I think anyone else working with her wouldn't pick up on that. You know, it's like we've worked, like the way we work, we both know that we put our all into it. Like I will have to like we pick each other up as far as when we're not, you know, ourselves or like that. So when she's not herself, I don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We'll come back to it, or, you know, I got to find out what's going on because that's not you. And we're not going to put anything out if that's not to our full potential.
I remember times when we've had sessions booked and I would have to hit Ip up and say, I'm not ready. Let's mix tonight. Let's do this tonight because I'm not ready for whatever reason. And he's like, okay, we always got other stuff that we can be working on. And that's what we do, you know, because I need to be ready.
And I'm not going to force anything out.
I respect that.
I'm not going to force it. I like Gail to be Gail. I would never change Gail to anything. Like I like, even when we first was working together, I never had like a vision of who I wanted her to be. I wanted Gail to be Gail. Like,
and I believe that that's the main reason that we have the body of work that we have, is because I didn't feel like they wanted me to be somebody else, that it wanted me to sound like somebody else. That, you know, I felt respected as an artist, as a singer, as an interpreter of life, of art, the way that I want to interpret it. I felt respected. And I appreciated that because as a woman, I've not always had that experience with working with men. You know, oftentimes they want to, oh, sweetheart, yeah, sing it like this. No, let the men take care. You just go ahead, you know, and it always respected me as an equal. You know what I mean? As his equal. So that's the reason why I could scream and do crazy things in the booth, because I feel comfortable. I don't have any reservations about fully expressing myself.
You can be free.
Okay.
Free.
We're gonna always go back to that word.
Free.
Okay. But see, freedom comes with a tax and a cost. And I've seen the tax of freedom come down on you as well. Everybody wants you to do a song with them, and everybody ain't worthy of them vocals. I don't care who you put up there. I'll be the bad guy. Listen, some of y'all not ready. All right. And not only that, I mean, when a baby's new, it's the sweetest little thing in the world. Everybody wanna change it. Everybody wanna hold it. Everybody wanna kiss it. Everybody wants to be around the beautiful baby. You've given birth already. To me, this album evolves because now you're nurturing and not birthing anymore. You're at a different stage where people are used to you now. So what does she have this time? Is she going to make another while people are not appreciating the growth and development that the former took to look forward to something else? I call y'all two of the sneakiest, most genius individuals ever. I'm called Dr. Evil because my mind always works in another way. But you guys are,
Sneakiest?
Y'all sneaky to me, yes.
Sneaky.
Yes. Cause you know what it is, yo? You know, it's like when you have something good and you want to keep it to yourself, y'all give taste the samples of what you got, but it still blows people's minds because when they hear the full context of how it's made, it's still brand new. You see what I'm saying? And how dare y'all release this album in Black Music Month?
Listen. When we put it, that wasn't planned, but it was like, yo, we about to drop this album during Black Music Month. And and let my people go with some Black music. You know what I feel when you said that we give them a little bit. It's like, you know that episode of the Cosby Show when Bill Cosby's father was talking about he used to go to this burlesque place when he was younger. And he was like, to give him a little shoulder and take it back. And give him a little leg and take it back. I do feel like that's how we promote. That's how we promote the album, you know, a little bit in the studio, a little visual here and there. And, but like, you know, it's still a brand new experience, like you said, when you hear the project in its entirety. But yeah,
it's different because everybody loved Bloody Waters because it was raw vocally. You know, one of my friends, shout out to the new podcast coming to Heritage Hip Hop, A&N and R&B. Shout out to ADR and Nas. They are big fans of yours, and when it comes to Gail Campbell's Bloody Waters, the vocals always scream to them. The beats always talk highly to them. For me, the same. But on this album, shout out to Black Music Month, I hear a little bit of Ella Fitzgerald. I hear a little bit of Etta James because you're scatting. Yeah, you're playing with harmonies. You're singing. You're doing inflections and runs and you know what I'm saying? You're doing all that. So I had to study some R&B and some jazz to understand this album because while everybody was stuck on fairy tales and You Don't Know Love, I'm stuck on how did she place that there and knew it fit? Take a song here. You're a mason. You're a master builder of music. What brought out the Etta James and the Ella Fitzgerald and the Sarah Vaughans on this album?
I think it was just time for them to make the appearance. Because actually it's so much more musically that I am that's not even on this album. But I just wanted to be free, and I wanted to go out a little further. I didn't plan on scatting. Like when
we didn't plan anything.
I didn't plan on scatting. It sent me to let my people go, and I had to write the song. Session was booked. We were supposed to meet that night at the studio, and I sat down and said, let me go ahead and write this song. And it just felt like it. It felt like Ella to me. It felt like you give me fever. It felt like that. So the scatting just came out. It just came out, and I think I didn't mastermind like what I wanted to do on this album. I just again feel so liberated and unconfined that it's okay. Like it was okay for me to want to do catch up and do that all those operatic type of things, because I felt safe. And as long as, you know, Ip is like, do it, go ahead, Let's go for it. Why not?
I want her to bring out everything that's in her, because I bring out everything that's in me.
That you do.
Okay.
So so it's not, you can't have a perfect match like that if we're not bringing out the best in each other.
Which is freedom.
And that's the thing, yes, too. Because it is so uninhibited with regard to how he create music. It gives me that extra, that little extra boost. That is crazy. As crazy as this dude is with this stuff, I don't have nothing to feel insecure about. I can come in there and decide I'm gonna burp on a song, and it would be like, okay,
let's do it.
And that's what's dope, because I've heard other explanations on other shows. Shout out to my peoples out there who do podcasts and interviews about where the title "Let My People Go" come from. But for all those who've been paying attention, "Let My People Go" is a statement of freedom, and that's what we're talking about. Pay attention. All right. So this interview once again is brought to you by heritagehiphop.com and the album "Let My People Go," which is out now by Gail Campbell and Stanley Ipkiss on all DSPs. Heritage Hip Hop believes in purchase power, so put your $10 down like I did. Get this album, man.
Get the album.
Because it's worth it. Some of y'all buying stuff you don't need. You don't need an extra sandwich, and you don't need to buy something that you don't really put in your body or nourish yourself with. But you could nourish this by putting this in your ears and making your body feel good. So make sure you do that. So now it's time to break down the album. Let's go back to being sneaky, shall we? Bloody Waters.
That word is funny.
Bloody Waters is the album that talks about the soul of a woman that's going through changes. To me, Let My People Go is the album that is the story of a person giving you something to grow with, not grow from. So it's sneaky to me that y'all have all these skits that keep talking about that throughout the album. Whose idea was it to use the skits to highlight every song?
I don't remember whose idea it was. I know that we did decide when we were thinking about it that we definitely, because the skits in Bloody Waters was so impactful to the album, but we didn't want to do that kind of thing. And I think it was my thought that I was like, let's show them what our journey has been from Bloody Waters to now. And so Ip is the one who picked out all of those things, but I remember saying to him, let's, what people have to say about the album, what kind of several years it's been for us.
Yeah, she kind of threw me an alley-oop. Like that's how, again, we work. We throw each other alley-oops. Like, I'll say, let's take this step. She'll say, no, let's take a higher step, and vice versa. So the skits, they're all real, authentic reactions to our journey.
And correct, it was so many that we could have used.
Yeah.
But we couldn't load the album up with those, but just a lot of interesting commentary on Bloody Waters.
Yeah, those all the skits were like, I would send the music to, some of the review shows that they have out, and I would, just save the reactions to it. So that's just...
I'm glad you did that.
Yeah, one of the catch-up one was me at a beat battle. The other ones were, Gail doing her thing. It's just authentic reactions to our journey to this album.
Even the one of that song was Ass. That was authentic too.
That was
a classic. We're gonna get don't go there yet. We're gonna touch on that. That was a classic. I watched that when it happened, by the way.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
But that goes back to my earlier point of giving people a little something, because people can't react unless they hear it. Mm-hmm. So you gave this album 3 looks: the listener, the producer singer, and the public. 3 different looks on one album. Mm-hmm. Sneaky genius, by the way. And the reason why I say sneaky genius is because everybody always say in music you hear the same thing over and over. But how many albums do people really get to hear themselves in the album? And that's what's going to make those review shows talk about it that much more. Because now you've immortalized them on your journey. This is a rule, everybody. Common law. Always say thank you when somebody gives you an alley-oop or something. Not only did they say thank you to them for listening and giving their authentic feel, but they gave them a thank you by immortalizing them so people can know I had a part in a great, incredible project. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, everybody's going to talk about Let My People Go. I'm not. But if you don't hear the song by now, it's your issue. I want to talk about the songs that people may not have talked about that really moved this album in a new space. I want to talk about Dangerous. Tell me about Dangerous and where that came from.
you and me, Gail. You give me alley-oop. You started off.
Alley-oop.
Alley-oop.
All right. So I guess how it started was I had these lyrics that I wanted to make a song with. And I made a voice note in my phone. Love at a time. And I sent it to Ip and said, I want to do a song with these lyrics, with this feel. And then next thing I know, Ip had sampled the voice note. So that was the beginning of that. He sampled my voice note into the beat. And it blew my mind.
She sent me the voice note in my inbox. I screen recorded it so I can make a video of it. I have an app on my phone that takes audio from video. I used the audio and I created a beat around the voice note. What you hear in the song is the voice note.
I'm not singing that in the studio. That's
the voice
he
note.
samples me.
When's the last time a producer done that and made a hit?
I don't know if anybody ever did it. I don't.
Kanye West sampled Alicia Keys and made a remix to I don't know, it ain't you, baby. He did the remix of that and used her voice as the beat. When y'all did that, I was like, that is effing genius, because people don't do that or they don't have the balls to do that. And so when I heard Dangerous, I'm like, okay, Gail running the football to the goal. I see this because everybody expects Gail to sing. Ipkiss is gonna make a beat. But nobody's catching the nuances. A voice and a beat. What about What Love Is, where you're singing to the little voices in the song?
The ba-da-ba-da-da.
You going? Yeah, I caught that too.
Well, this is how I my process. Ip is a very unconventional producer in terms of it's not 8 bars or 16 bars hook. 16 bars hook, maybe a little bridge, and then the man act like he don't even know what that means. He's all over the place. So what I do is I have to study the beat first. I have to learn where the changes are, and I write the song around the beat. I don't think I've ever really gone to him and said, like, I need more here. I need to. Not really. I write it and I sing with it. And because he's gonna throw some dope sample in there, I make the sample my
background singers or
my background singer, my co-singer.
ad-libbers.
And so that's why it fits together like that. And sometimes I think, even on Your Eyes, I think that sometimes it's like, where's the sample? Who is her? You know what I mean? Because I really structure the song around the beat. So whatever, and I really try to interact with what the beat is doing. Like even on Catch Up with the dun, 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 I really wanted to just interact with the beat, and I literally wrote the song exactly how the beat is. Becoming
one with music.
Right.
That's very interesting because, listen, I want to take a pause on that thing about becoming one with music, because music is supposed to reflect life. Are y'all happy with the world the way it is today?
No, I'm not.
Music is the great escape that helps us forget the world where we're in, but yet recognizing that world exists.
Mm-hmm.
I was appalled today to learn that there's a new school system that's been introduced to America called the Satan School, where they're going to use the Satan idea of Satanism to open up a school to teach children science. Right? I'm appalled to learn about the misnomer of gender and now the Roe versus Wade conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm disgusted with how people are leading with their feelings and not leading with their morality.
Mm-hmm.
So I think one of the most important songs on the album is He's Able. And He's Able is a song that not only talks about God is able, but if you truly understand the Bible, the scriptures, the Quran, the Torah, even the Bhagavad Gita and the Buddhist documents, the whole premise of God is that God is one with you if you allow him to be.
Mm-hmm.
So for him to be able is an empowering song to tell you that you're able as well.
Mm-hmm.
What is the most powerful thing you felt in your evolution to this album and through this album that you want to impart to the listener as a singer and as a producer to those who intake your music?
When I listen to, again, I never ever thought about this song. I mean, that's this album in terms of a whole body of work. It becomes what it's going to become, right? And then I sit back and I listen to it in its entirety. And I am a student to whatever the message is overall on the album.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it feels like I feel like I'm like this big sister. Jesus. I feel like I'm this big sister telling little Gail or little girls or little sister the lessons in life. Like when I hear "Let My People Go," it's saying, "Girl, you better make sure because." And then I said, "What is love?" Well, you're gonna learn what you think. You think love is this, kissy, huggy, nice feelings, but love is willing to go through the mud with somebody and still love them.
Mm-hmm.
He's able I feel like I'm letting my little brother or sister know, like, life's gonna come at you and you're gonna endure things, but I really feel like that was like the overarching theme of the album of I'm coming from this place of experience and knowledge not because from a self-righteous place, but because I've had to walk through all of these things and I've gotten to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Exodus, let my people go, bloody waters. I've gotten to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And now I want to share that with people. Where I feel like Bloody Waters was me expressing my confusion.
Mm-hmm.
And people could relate to it so much because so many of us have been heartbroken, broke down, used, abused, self-esteem in the toilet, can't sleep. But we've been there, and now I feel like I've gotten over, and now I want to impart back to little sis, little bruh, who may be going through some things themselves.
Hey, how about you?
It's kind of weird how I'm just, I don't know if I'm off subject or not, but it's kind of weird how the name of the album came together coming from Bloody Waters. Like the whole storyline. I'm not like familiar with the Bible and everything, but you know, I know some things, especially when Gail explained to me what I like that. The connection between how she came up with Bloody Waters, and then now the story continues with Let My People Go, which is, according to, you know, Gail, whatever, it's the same thing that happened in the Bible. So it's like, again, what she just said, you're coming from this, you know, hard place. Now you want to give back from learning from this hard place.
Mm-hmm.
Hence, let my people go, whatever, like that. It was just kind of weird how it all came together. Me personally, you know, I didn't see the overall message in the album until we figured out the name of the album. That's when things started coming together, because it was basically just us having fun doing what we love doing. To me,
the album became what it wanted to become, independent of us.
Yeah,
we were just led to go in and be free, experimental, creative, have fun, and it became whatever it wanted to become.
Mm-hmm. Like we didn't sit down and say we want the album to be this. Same thing with Bloody Waters. We didn't sit down and say we want the album to be this or relay this message or anything like that. I'll say both projects are just us being us, doing what we love to do.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. And it's like freedom.
There we go again.
I'm glad y'all picking up on the theme of this interview.
Yeah. I'm on it.
Because
I'm on it.
Because part of freedom is knowing the limitations of not being free. And I asked about the world today because when you look into the faces of people who have no despair, it's the most hurtful, heavy burden you could ever feel. Imagine looking at your own child and not being able to help them. Every parent has gone through that. When your baby's sick and you want to help that baby, but the baby's body has to go through a sickness so it can get stronger. Mm-hmm. Now imagine having children or other peers or elders look at you in the street and you cannot help them with their burden, but you can give them some encouragement to help them understand that they matter. That's what the gift of music is. And there's three things that you give a person whenever you meet them. You give them acknowledgement to show them that you know that they're alive. Mm-hmm. You say hello, which means you acknowledge that they have a voice. And most importantly, you give them eye contact. My favorite song on the album deals with the eyes. Because the eyes, being the window of the soul, can tell you how you love somebody, or also how you love yourself enough to let them know, I acknowledge you, but you have to be patient with me to let me show you why I can be acknowledgeable to you. Tell me about your eyes, Gail, where that came from.
Well, Ip and I were on our way to do this thing in New York, and we were actually in New York, and it played the beat. I lost my mind. I couldn't stop singing to it in the car. It was coming out of me. You know, I wasn't even singing actual words, but it was just coming out of me, and I knew, oh my God, this is gonna be amazing. So when you know, I felt all the soul in it. So when I wrote the song, my initial thought was thinking about how God sees me and me learning how to see myself through his eyes and what that has meant. Now, because of the baby, you know, we had, it can be interpreted as a romantic song, and when I listen to it, there's definitely that aspect in it with regard to how my husband loved me and what he sees in me, and how important and impactful and life-changing that for me. But yeah, it's talking about just, you know, seeing yourself through the eyes of somebody who truly loves you and how that can change your whole life. It's interesting that people cry when they hear that song. Like, we've sat here and watched people cry when that song is on, and, you know.
I did not expect that part.
Really? Why?
To be honest, I did not expect it. I mean, it's a beautiful song, but again, it's just us doing what we love doing as far as music goes. I didn't expect that song to touch people like it did. I don't know why, but I didn't see that. Like, to bring people to tears. I didn't see that coming. I expected them to like it, but I didn't expect them to bring them to tears. Like we've seen. Like I've seen, like, my sister called me in tears. My sister's a whole thug. Like, she called me in tears, like, yo, nigga, I'm crying listening to this song. I haven't got past this song yet. I'm trying to listen to the album, but I haven't got past this song yet. Like, I listened to it about 12 times on repeat. It's the song to me, like, I'm gonna go back, I guess, to the making of the beat, which is pretty simple. Isaac Hayes, my first time hearing the song, I liked it. I'm like, my producer antennas went up, so I started chopping up the sample, like I do. But normally, I would, put drums or strings or, whatever producers do. But this time I didn't touch it. I just chopped the sample up and I left it the way it was. And that's how Gail heard it, just the way it was. So she like, don't touch it, leave it the way it is. So that's what the song is on the album, just a chopped up sample. But when she wrote the song, it's weird because it touched me when she first wrote it, because I can relate to it as far as when people see through your flaws and they see you for who you are. Like, I would picture myself with many flaws, but my wife loves me through all of that. So I'm just imagining an outsider thinking either they have that and they appreciate, Gail's writing, or they want that. They want someone to see them through everything they go through, or all their flaws, or someone might think they're ugly and nobody sees them, and they want that, so it makes them emotional. I just see all of that within that song, which is, to me, my favorite song on the album, by the way.
I can feel it because, once again, when somebody acknowledges you and someone gives you eye contact, you're reaching into the God part of them that the world seems to want to shut out. Everybody hides behind a persona. Everybody hides behind a face. Everybody hides their eyes behind shades. But when you really look into someone's soul, not only do you understand the real about the person, but you're allowing them to be real themselves. And a lot of people are looking for identity and acceptance rather than looking for just being. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Once again, everybody out there watching, this is Heritage Hip Hop with the incredible Gail Campbell and Stan Ipkiss, the songwriter, author, producers, beat maker, all that. The creative genius behind the album, Let My People Go. Make sure you go get that right now. Not only is it worth your money, your children's children would think it, because this is legacy music done right. So I don't want to keep y'all on too much longer. I have some things I want to touch on, but I got to talk about 2 more songs. Because like I said, everybody's going to think we're going to talk about the typical songs. Maybe not. I just want to just really harbor on the things that people may not understand or may not take the time to appreciate.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about For My Life Remix. Tell me about For My Life Remix.
Well, what happened? Actually, you had something to do with that.
Who?
You.
How?
Because there's another platform, another hip hop platform. I think they're in South Jersey. Last year, they were gathering MCs for a cypher.
I remember that.
You were trying to get them to do stuff, whatever, and they were not contacting you back. And I saw what they did in terms of their cypher, and not taking anything from the MCs that were in the cypher, but I'm like, yo, I know the illest MCs in North Jersey. What's going on here? Like, could this even be called a cypher if Double O is not in it? Could this be even called a cypher? Like, if you know, like that's the kind of stuff I was on. So I was like, I want my own cypher. Let's do a song where we got the illest MCs, and it's not all of them, just, you know, a few of the illest MCs that I know, and let's do a joint. And thankfully, they said yes. And you know, so I want to know why y'all do this. I do it for the life. We do it for the love. So
I think the bravest thing that happened with that song is at the event when you pulled Jay Wonder up, and he got to spread his wings a little bit.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because that song for most people is going to be a hip hop song on an R&B album, but that was a growth song to me, because not only are you rhyming on the song, but you're doing something brave. Not too many artists give other artists a chance to show who they are on their album.
I had to force Queen Unique to come out.
That's
Who?
me, in case
Queen Unique. That's her rap name.
I'm the Queen Unique.
From back in the day.
Back in the day, that's who I was.
That's great.
That's
So
a
when she
hip hop
went-
girl.
So when she first told me you rap, right? All right. So I was always thinking of, even when we was doing Bloody Wars, I was trying to think of a way to get her to rap, but it just never came out.
Mm-hmm.
So when this song came about and she got all these, you know, MCs or whatever to do it, we were trying to, we actually had, I think like a couple more MCs to put on it, but couldn't make it, whatever reason. So I'm like, all right, you rap, get on it.
And I was
Why
like, no,
Why not?
I can't get on a song with my husband and Double O and Drift, and I can't do it. And they pressured me with peer pressure.
Yeah, he was on her ass.
And it was
Like,
let me just say this. It was the most nerve-wracking experience I've ever had in my life, being on a song rapping with them hip-hop giants. Like, this what they do all day, every day. So it was a lot of pressure. And, you know, just 8 little bars. I'm telling you, I was sweating bullets. Like,
You should have seen how she was first rapping it, like all calm and nonchalant. I'm saying, you fucking the vibe up. Like, you may tell me, no. When me and Gail in the studio, I talk shit to her. Like, nah, you ain't going like.
What are you doing?
Like, nah, you ain't gonna just bring out Gail. I want you to bring out Queen Unique. Like, you wanna track with all these monsters, and you're gonna end the song like that. No, we're not doing that.
That's dope.
We're not doing that.
Yeah.
And the only female on the track, right? You're the only woman there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta represent.
I did the best I could at the time.
Wasn't it liberating?
I mean, I listen to it and I still feel like I want to write my verse again.
But isn't that a form? But that's dope. Isn't that a form of freedom within itself? Because you overcame something and now you want to go to the next thing.
Definitely overcame it. And for Doc Bundini to say he loved my verse, like, that was dope.
Shout out to Doc Bundini. To finish off our interview on the album, my most appreciative track on the album is Casablanca. Let me tell you why. Consistency breeds growth. Bonus Banger Part 1 was amazing. This one showed me stellar amazement.
Wow.
It went from the TV to the big screen on this one for me.
Wow.
Because like I said, I thought the Bonus Banger was one of the dopest tracks on Bloody Waters, right?
Yeah.
But then to get it again, it's like, okay, and being that it's something I could look forward to, hopefully every project, both of you have the unique ability to make an album end correctly instead of just ending on a note. That's like, there's nothing like getting a package and there's a bow tied on top of the box. Mm-hmm. You just getting a box. Is this something to look forward to every project? And how does somebody make the Bonus Banger? What's going on with that?
I don't know. But
it's really unexplainable.
When we got done, we was like, yo, we gotta have a Bonus Banger. So, and I knew, wanted like a nice boom bap type of, and I love Casablanca too.
This was actually the beat that I was thinking of that she was gonna rap on.
Really?
To me, I don't know if I ever told her that. But this was like when she first heard it, I saw that she liked it, whatever. I'm thinking, all right, this is the one I'm going to get her to rap the whole song. Mm-hmm. But we were still doing the rest of the songs on the album. Then we came to this one. So when she wrote what she wrote, we were done with the rest of the album. Then we came to this one. When she wrote what she wrote, I was like, all right, this got to be the bonus, because it's like, again, unexplainable. Like I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how we come up with deciding this to be the Bonus Banger. But, as she was saying, if you came into my vibe, where she came into mine's.
You came into mine.
Knock it off.
You came into my vibe.
Anyway, with that whole Casablanca thing,
Because you know what? The movie Casablanca, Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman, it's like a line where he said, out of all of the gin joints and all of the world, she had to walk into mine, something like that. So that's kind of where the Casablanca comes from with that, because I'm like, out of all of the vibes that you could have entered, you chose the vibe that I am a member of. So that's the whole Casablanca connection.
The minute you got on fire, you came into mine.
She came into my vibe. Okay?
when she got on a hip hop song,
she came into my vibe.
That's how she came over here. She was in
Correct.
What was that tour? Jersey.
Jersey, yeah.
He was doing the Jill Scotts and whatever she was doing. There wasn't none of that happening over there.
But that wasn't my vibe, though. That wasn't even my vibe. But that was just what I was doing at the time. Came into my vibe. Anyway,
All right, y'all. Look, we're gonna finish the interview out. Give everybody your social media and let them know what's the best album out right now. And
the best album out right now is Gail Campbell and Stanley Ipkiss presents Let My People Go. Available now on all the major music outlets. And please follow our movement. I'm on Instagram at Gail_Campbell01. That's Gail_Campbell01. There's Stanley Ipkiss.
King Ipkiss 26 on Instagram. Stanley Ipkiss on Facebook.
Gail Campbell on Facebook.
All right.
Yeah.
So y'all already know the procedure. Make sure y'all go get that album, and who knows, we might see you at the Heritage Hip Hop Awards, August 28th, 2022.
Hey.
Never know.
You never know.
No. We're not gonna do no. You never know. You're not doing
just
that.
look at my face. Look at my face.
Not doing that.
Never know.
I called it with Bloody Was. I'm gonna call it this time. Album of the year.
I touch and agree.
We'll see.
Album of the year.
People still have the vote. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I don't get into the voting. I'm very biased.
We shall see.
I ain't thinking about the people. It's album of the year.
We're gonna find out. So now it's time for the rapid fire questions, which are not yes, no questions. These are questions designed to show you the depth of knowledge, intrigue, and godliness of the people who not only create the music that you love, but who will become your future favorite artists and producers of tomorrow. So are y'all ready to go?
Ready.
Here we go. Gail Campbell has evolved from a person who can sing to a person who can evoke feeling by just a sound rather than an inflection. What is the most meaningful sound that comes from your music?
That moan. That moan says a lot without even saying it. That.
That's what's up. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Stan Ipkiss. Beats reflect the body. What's the most important part of the body you want to move when they hear your music?
Ass.
Hey.
You gotta move your ass.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. So next question. No, that's it. No, leave it alone.
Okay, wait, go ahead.
That's
Go ahead.
Leave it alone. No, we're gonna leave that right there. Next question. Ms. Campbell, what's more rejoicing for you? People to appreciate your music or you to see people dance to your music?
Well, they both are so great.
Mm-hmm.
I love watching people dance to Dot. But you know, they hear my other music and I love to see the reactions.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I have a favorite.
You have a favorite? Okay, that's fair. I asked you that question because between Rain, remix by Weirdo Party, out right now, featuring Gail Campbell, and Dot, I've seen people of all ages come to the party, no matter where they were. And the genius of Rain is the voice. I mean, you're reflecting, right? But then with Dot, you do that, and you do the subtle nuances that bring people into the song. Yeah, like that right there. I've seen children go crazy. And the second part of the question I want to ask you of enjoyment and appreciation in dancing is this. What is the perfect party song to you? And is the music that you've made on that level to you?
The perfect party song to me is Dot. And I think that Dot is a different level. It's not just a dance. Like Dot has the international thing. Like I hear Dot in Dubai. Like You know what I mean? So yeah, that is the perfect dance, the perfect party song.
Okay. Mr. Ipkiss, here's your question. It's Black Music Month. Where do we find Stan Ipkiss in Black Music Month, and how would he redefine Black Music Month as his years continue?
Where do we find me in Black Music Month? Amongst Black people.
And where are you going to take Black Music Month as your years continue in life?
I don't know.
The world, Pinky. The world.
Yeah, that's the goal. I want to take it, across the world. But again, I like to challenge myself. So I don't know what I'm going to do next with anything I make. So I don't know where it's going to take it. I don't know if it's going to take it to space. I don't know if it's going to take it to hell. I don't know.
The ocean floor.
Yeah, like, I want to go. I want to take music everywhere. So that's like my, I wouldn't say purpose, but it's just what I do as far as music goes. I just want to take it everywhere.
I have an idea for you for next Black Music Month. And everybody who watches Heritage Hip Hop, I'm full of ideas. So stay tuned for that one. Ms. Campbell, I have 2 more questions for you. Stan, I have 2 more questions for you. And we're going to have some fun with these last 2 questions. And I want to ask you this. You've done a song with Wise Intelligent, correct, Gail?
I got 2 songs with him.
And that was like one of your bucket list MCs to work with, an artist?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If Gail Campbell got a call from another artist that's on her bucket list, who is that artist that she would love to work with as at this time?
Frank Ocean.
Why?
I love his songwriting. And I would love to sing one of his songs.
Okay. That's dope. You have a special song by him that stands out?
Mm-hmm. I love his song Sweet Life. That's on the Channel Orange album.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Super Rich Kids.
Dope.
And I love the song he wrote for Beyonce. I love Superpower.
Okay. The reason why I asked you that question, once again, another 2-parter, is because when you're powerful in your spot, you either will be a light that attracts moths, or you'll be a light that will scare others away because they feel like they're not ready. Have you experienced that? And have you pulled people out of their doubt or fear to be just as creative and to find themselves the way you have?
Yeah, I've experienced both. With people who I would love to work with, but they would back out, and I think it's because they felt intimidated. And also people who literally told me, y'all make me inspired. Like, you make me want to pull out my pen, pull out my pad, go in and, take it there. So yeah, I've experienced both.
Yep, same question.
Repeat it.
If there's anyone in your bucket list that you would like to work with, who would it be right now?
Timbaland and Busta Rhymes.
So Ipkiss, Timbaland, and Busta Rhymes. Is there a certain song that has inspired you to want you to work with those 2?
Most of them.
Most of their catalog?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been following their catalog since the beginning.
Busta Rhymes would be amazing on an Ipkiss track.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's scary.
Busta reminds me of Gail as far as his freedom and what he does. Busta is different from everybody else. Like, he just different. He's not like a normal street rapper to me. Like, look at his videos. Listen to his songs. He's different.
Okay.
Same thing with Timbaland. His music is different.
That's fact. So with that being said, that means you're powerful in your spot, because you can work with great artists, but you can attract great artists too. Has there ever been an artist since you've been a light that you've attracted to you like a moth, or an artist that was so overpowered by your light that you had to bring them into it so you could work with them?
Gail.
Is that it?
That's the only one I can think of as far. Well, let me not say that. Because Gail is like the only one who has accepted my light. Other people think, you know, that they can, like, I don't want to sound cocky, that they can like match it. Again, I work with many people and we've made, you know, good music together. But again, Gail is the only one that has matched it and topped it, in my opinion.
That's dope.
So it's like she's matched it and she brings it up to another level.
Okay.
To me.
I like that. We got one more question to go, but before we go to that question, y'all have been on Heritage Hip Hop for like the third or fourth time. I was the third or fourth time, and can we do this again?
Yeah.
We can do it anytime you call us.
Heritage Hip Hop is personally have a soft spot in my heart because you were the first person who even said, "Who is this Gail Campbell? I'm going to come to her house and we're going to do a whole interview with her." And I had never experienced anything like that. So for that reason, like, I will always, 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 always love you for that. So, heck yeah, like,
all right.
Team Heritage Hip Hop all day.
Thank you and salute. So everybody out there watching, we thank you for joining us. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share. But if you don't hit the like button, we don't hit that algorithm. So please make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to Heritage Hip Hop on all social media. Follow these two incredible artists. Follow Heritage Hip Hop, but most importantly, we set the buffet table. So all you gotta do is come get what you like and you will be fulfilled when you get up and leave, all right? And the last question for this interview, I've asked you about your legacy. I've asked you about being remembered, but the theme of this interview is freedom. What is the cost of being free? And how do you pay freedom back for becoming free?
The cost of being free.
You get some judgment, but when you're free, you don't care. People are gonna judge you no matter what you do. That's to me the first thing you have to accept when you're free. Judgment, ridicule, criticism, all that stuff, but it just bounces off of me. Like, I know again, no matter what I do, no matter how I look, no matter what I say, anything, people are gonna judge you. So, okay, that's your opinion. I'm still gonna be me. That's my freedom.
And I think that the cost of being free is people start to look at you as a beacon of freedom. Mm-hmm. So it's like you have a responsibility to stay free and continue to inspire. It feels like, and I don't think about that too much. I don't think about that too much because that could be heavy. But your question has made me think about it. Now, since I've shown my daughters freedom, and now since so many others look at us as a beacon of creative freedom, it's like, you know, we can't fall asleep. Like, we can't fall back. We can't, and Ip and I, like he said, we push each other to keep going and to keep on task. You know, when I'm starting to feel tired or quiet or whatever, Ip like, yo, what's going on? We got stuff. Come on, what's up? You know what I mean? So the cost is maintaining our freedom and not falling back into bondage, not falling back into the status quo, not getting too wrapped up, listening but not listening, because we don't want to start to put too much stake in the opinions of others, because then we lose what this thing is that we have, you know. So those are some of the things.
There's no outsiders. We don't let outsiders in. We have like this barrier where outside opinions and outside criticism does not affect what we do. Yeah, we hear you, but we're still going to be us. We're still going to do what we want to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that being said, everybody, here's today's word of wisdom. It's called freedom. But recognize that freedom isn't only an idea that you grow into. Freedom is a two-way street. God gave you freedom. You have to accept freedom. And to accept freedom, you got to let go of the things that hold you back, which means not only is it give and take, it's relationship. It takes two wings to fly. It takes two arms to hug, and it takes two ideals to actually conceptualize what it is that you are: free, beautiful, worthy, and able to learn, teach, and inspire. So with that being said, be your best, be free, and don't let the world tell you who you're not. Be who you are, because God told you who you are first.
Let my people go.
Let my people go.
And with that being said, this is Forever Heritage Hip Hop with the best of the best of the best there is. Gail Campbell, may the Most High bless you as you continue. And Stan Ipkiss, may the Most High continue your journey and bless you with the many steps you take. And guess what, y'all? We out of there. Peace, and we out.
Album of the year. I said it again.